Welcome back, everyone. My name is Lee, and this is Prepare for the Worst. So you've already seen what's in my main bag. You've seen my secondary bags, my haversack. So now we're moving on to what's in my IFAK that stays in the back of my car, and I'll be showing you in a minute what I keep in my car, how I keep it packed, how I store everything so that I can carry passengers with me. Today I'm using a earbud. I'm trying to get a little better sound. I don't have a lapel mic yet. They're a little expensive for me at the moment. So I'm trying to get a little better sound. But for now, let's break into the IFAK. This is Adventure Medical pack. I got this main pack from Sportsman's Warehouse. They're not cheap, but this is very important. You want to have. I have actually stopped the motorcycle accident and had to use emergency gear. You want, if it's not for you, you want to have something with you to help other people. That's just me anyway. So let's get started. Flips open. Of course, this pack has the Velcro on the back, so you can pop it and rip it off if you need it. It's not attached to anything at the moment, so we don't need to do that. So first thing we see, this is a triangle bandage used for making slings or bandaging, whatever. This is just a little finger splint. It's kind of like the sand splint that I showed you in my other video. It just rolls over and keeps you from moving your bones. It should stay stable. It's just a simple razor. The kit didn't come with one, so I had to add my own. My friend managed to cut his leg on a piece of tile. He's going to yell at me for saying this, but we couldn't find a single razor in this entire house. And being that my personal IFAK didn't have a razor, I'm a bit embarrassed. So I had to go and get some cheap razors. So a pair of trauma shears. They're not great. They're not like the expensive type or like the Leatherman or anything. But for simple use, cutting bandage or whatever, they will do the job. That's just an irrigation plunger filled with clean water, very clean. And you squirt it into the open wound and it washes out the debris, cleans it up a little bit. We have a couple of safety pins and another flashlight. Like I said, I have an issue with flashlights. I've got to have flashlights. Here, I don't know everything about medical. I know the basics. I've passed the CPR exams. I've passed, I've got first aid exam certification. But I don't know everything, especially out in the field. I haven't put all of it to use. So I keep the book that it came with, which is quite in depth. Some things you wouldn't think about are actually in there. How to deliver a baby, all of that. So a pair of tweezers. These are good fine tip tweezers. Not $100 or anything, but they are better quality. They're not dollar store. If you have to get ticks or splinters or anything like that, I'm going to get an actual tick removing card that is made specifically for pulling ticks. But that works too. You just gotta be careful. So we have medical tape, of course, nitrile gloves. You want to keep everyone else's fluids off of you. Now, like I said, I don't know everything about medical, but I may not be the only one using this kit. So, more gloves. I have a relatively complete suture kit, or surgical kit. Forceps and how was that? There's somewhere in here, there's the scalpel with blades and sutures. I think that's up in front here. So here, we're going to start with the zip sutures. I'm going to tell you from experience. Like I said, my friend cut his leg open. It was a pretty substantial cut. He was bleeding pretty good, and all I thought I was doing good. I had a brand new set of butterfly stitches. Never again. I ended up having to put a couple of those across it and then super glue everything together because it just would not hold. It kept pulling apart. Of course, he ended up with a pretty nasty scar because of it, because I didn't have the right thing. So these here, well, this isn't the same one. These are basically butterfly stitches, only they're very long, so they give you better grip, and they are a lot stronger. So if you're gonna use some kind of a butterfly, don't get those little things that, you know, they're absolutely horrible. So we have, you know, basic gauze, you know, wound dressing, gauze squares. Most of what I end up doing is using the squares. My little cuts or whatever, I'll cut a little piece off of that and then wrap it with what used to be called vet wrap. Now they have, you know, medical wrap. It's self-adhering, so you wrap it up and just stick it to itself, and that does the job most of the time. Just adhesive bandages, so that'll go over your wound and seal around it to keep the dust out and all of that. Just, you know, basic wound care. You know, gauze, maybe a little too much. I believe these are for burns. I'm not too sure on that. They're self-adhering, some kind of medicated bandages. Again, I might not be the only one using it. If I come across somebody that knows more than I do, at least they would be able to use it. So that's for holding your gauze while you're cleaning out a wound, things like that. A pair of scissors. This is for removing sutures, so it has a little scoop on the end to get under it and snip the sutures out. And that would be the scalpel handle. And that's it for this side. Now, here we have basically an ace bandage, just a little wrap. This is what I would be using to either hold, you know, the SAM splint or something like that. You know, these are, this should be North American, yeah, North American Rescue, and it's pre-packed gauze that's wrap. So you pull it out, ball it up, and pack a wound with it, and it'll keep the blood from flowing. If you hit an artery or something, you can press it, you know, reach in and press it up against the artery, and just keep packing more and more into it. Then use SWAT tourniquet or, you know, the bandaging, whatever you can, and wrap it into the wound until you can get medical treatment. So this is SWAT tourniquet. Basically a large, thick rubber band. So it can be used as a normal tourniquet, but you gotta pull really tight, and it's a little more difficult. I would always suggest tourniquet. So you can use it as a normal tourniquet and cut off the circulation, or you can use it on top of your bandaging to help keep pressure on the wound. They're not the best thing, but if you need it, you need it, you know. Just some rolled gauze. Most of your wounds, most of your cuts or whatever, you can put a small bandage on, wrap it up with some gauze, and you're good to go. For the bigger things, we have some bleed stop. Now these little packets tend to pop open, so I vacuum seal these. But I keep a couple bleed stops in here. They're supposed to work really well. That's just to pack it into the wound and get that blood to stop flowing out, so you're not going to die. Same thing with this quick clot. It's just a basically a hemostatic style bandage that will pack into a wound and stop the bleeding. It clots the blood, keeps it from flowing. Just some good old-fashioned moleskin to protect your feet. You don't want to get blisters, it'll mess you up. This is basically the same thing as the SWAT tourniquet. They just went cheap on it. So that's it for there. So in here we have my suture kit. So we have a couple of blades for the scalpel and a couple different types of sutures. Not something that I'm going to be using, I hope, because I don't have that experience. I'm not trained with any of that. But if I come across somebody that can use it and they don't have it with them, or worst case scenario, I'll have to learn on the go, I guess. These are more square gauze pads. Like I said, that's the most thing that I'd be using. So I keep a few extras. Some little medications, antidiarrheals, ibuprofen, acetaminophen, things like that. Diphenhydramine. Some of this should be sterile alcohol pads. That's top of the finger bandage. So this is sting relief for bug bites or whatever. Here we have, that's an antibiotic ointment. Some regular Band-Aids. These are the wound closure strips. They are the zip tie style sutures. So if you get a cut, you put that over the top of it and pull the strings, and it will pull the wound together and seal it up. Either it can stay that way either until it heals, or at least until you can get to a doctor and have it sewn up properly. These are the same thing, only smaller strips. You're not always going to have a large gaping wound. Sometimes it's it just needs a little bit of help. So that's it for here. So you've seen what's in my bags. You've seen what's in my first aid kit. Now I'm going to show you what's out in my car, or how I carry everything in my car, so that I can still carry passengers and sleep at night and things like that. So let's move on out there and we'll see in a minute. Okay, so let's start at the back of the car. Like I said, I keep my main pack in here. I keep a puffer. It is Florida, so most of the year you won't need it. We're getting into fall. Temperatures are going to start going down a little, and if I'm out working in the middle of the night, I want something to keep me a little bit warm. So my main pack gets strapped to the side so that it's not sliding around, so I can put people's luggage in here without my bag crushing up against it and getting in the way. So you've already seen this, so I'll get it out of the way. Pop it up, out of the way. So under here, I keep a little bit of extra just in case. So just a little flashlight. I keep some basic tools. An old car, things happen. So I like to be able to fix it while I'm on the road. Normally, like this is mostly like sleeping clothes. Normally when I'm sleeping in my car, this will actually be full. Right now I'm living in the house, so I don't need as much with me. These are shades for the windows. I glued magnets in the frame of the car, so I can hang these up with an extra set of magnets, so I can actually get some sleep at night. Extra razors. This, when I have the magnets holding these up, this gets stuffed in and helps hold it in place. Pair of scissors. Leftover wood, garbage. This is a saw. I made a couple of simple modifications to it, but it's a folding saw. I'll show you later. So here, I keep a couple extra shirts. These are for UV protection. This has a hood on it. See, I normally have my hat, but that'll give you a little extra, cover the neck. I'll also use shemagh to cover the for the sun. Same thing with this. I keep an extra belt here, just in case. I have some thermals. Again, we're getting down into the fall. When I'm sleeping, I need a little something to help keep me warm. I have a good sleeping bag, but nothing beats the thermals. It's a little tarp. I got a few of them on clearance, so it's good to keep with you. You have to change a tire or something, you can lay it on the ground. Keep your good clothes clean. And get this out of the way. Under here, so I keep a safety vest. This is from Coast. It actually has a battery pack and there's lights in it. So if I'm working on my car at night or walking down the street, you know, cars can see me. It's a hunting bag to carry your game, or carry the decoys is actually what it's meant for. But if I have to leave the car and I want to grab a bunch of stuff, I can throw it in there and get moving. It's a regular old army style boonie hat, just in case, and Q-tips. Gotta keep clean. I always have my jumper box and the cables for it. Keep that charged, ready to go. It also has a USB port, so it can be used as a backup bank. Extra flashlight, that's standalone. Had that for years. I love this thing. Some gloves. And tools for plugging holes in the tire. And here I keep extra shirts, mostly for when I'm living in the car, so I can get changed. I don't have clothes floating around my car. Okay, so I told you I would show you this. It's my Sven saw. So, 60th anniversary. They've been around a while. It's supposed to be a pretty good saw. I'll give you a better review of it when I actually get out in the woods. So, I did add a stronger wing nut at the top. What it came with wasn't that great. And I also put a couple of washers to keep the wing nut from destroying the top. Now, opens up. You got your holes here. You want to throw a washer on there, throw your wing nut across the room. Now, put your wing nut on. Now, the top. It's supposed to slip in. There we go. Doesn't want me to put the washer nut on first. Okay. So, your main bar is in. Wing nuts on. Tension it a little bit. And now you have a saw. I have tape on it. That's why it looks like that. I don't want it flopping around in there. But trust me, there is a blade in there. So, seems pretty decent. You get a pretty good grip on that. It's a whole lot better than carrying the big, the windlass style wooden ones. I like the wooden windlass style, but they're a bit bigger, heavier, more cumbersome. This is a little more compact and easier to use. They're not in the front seats. Now normally when I'm living in my car, I won't have this back here. I'll have my IFAK here stuffed in that hole, and I will have my sleeping pad and pillow right up in here. And in the cubby, I keep my air pump. And the puffer will be up in the front seat, or I can throw it on top. So that's normally how I keep it, but again, since I'm living in a house at the moment, I can clean it up a little better. And here, that's just a raincoat. Packs up into a small bag. I can stuff it in the cubby, and it's out of the way, but it's there if I need it. So now I'll move to the front. Okay, front passenger seat. So I keep my drink cooler, keep a couple of body armors in there. I don't drink sodas anymore. I don't drink energy drinks. I drink water, coffee, and body armor. That's it. So I keep a couple of those in here. I keep my haversack that I showed you in the other video. I keep my 511 bag here. So that's there if I need it, if I can carry it. If not, it can be left behind. But being here, it's kind of out of the way. Most of my passengers, I have either one or two passengers. So I don't need the front seat very often. If I do, I take what's up here, put it in the back, and I have my extra seat. Now, I don't keep much in the glove box. Mostly, the basic, something to eat in, silverware, face mask for the passengers, some electrolytes. Not a whole lot on the survival line, just for me living in my car. I keep some stink wipes. They were on clearance, so why not, right? They actually work pretty good, but you gotta have paper towels with them because they leave suds all over your hands. So they'll clean you up pretty good. You just gotta wipe it off. I keep some utility rope. This stuff is actually pretty good. I was cynical about it to start with, but it's proven useful. Just a little first aid kit, has the basics. I have my IFAK in the back, but I have had passenger cut herself with me, so just having a quick way to bandage a passenger if need be. Some bug spray. Mosquitoes will mess you up. Electric tape. And I also keep, because of the mosquitoes I was talking about, a thermocell. Because if I'm sitting around and the mosquitoes are out, it'll give me a way to chase them away. And I'd rather use that than make myself stink like that. That's it on this side. We'll move to the driver's side. So for the driver's side, I keep my chest pack here. It's under my feet. It doesn't roll around, so it's not going to get under my feet and stop me from using the pedals. But it's very quick, very easy to grab. If that's the only thing I can get, I've got what I need in there, so I can grab that, get out and move. I keep, it's a little beach towel. It was on clearance, of course, Walmart, so I picked it up, and I just keep it under my seat. If I end up heading out to the beach or something, I have something to sit on. Now under here, I keep a dry bag. That's just for if I've got to pick through and get my stuff, I can throw it in here and go. That's its only purpose. I also keep an extra shirt in here so that I don't have to go looking for one if I have to take off and run. These I mounted to hold some of my stuff. Because you know cars don't come with a whole lot of compartments up front. I just keep a little camera and a cheap flashlight in that one. And these are Velcroed on. The Velcro is not great, the sticky side, so I had to Gorilla Tape them to the dash. Over here, I keep a power bank and all of the cords and stuff for that. I'm not going to pull all that out because it's basic and it'd be a pain to put back in. But I carry a cord for micro USB, USB-C, and Lightning. Because when my passengers are, they get off the plane, a lot of times they need to charge their phone. They're talking on the phone while we're driving. We got hour drive, so they're going to be on their phone. And they need to charge, so I keep everything with me, you know, just in case. They use it all the time. I keep a shemagh next to me. That's my elbow rest. Glove box, I keep a face mask, little speaker, toiletries. Go to a public bathroom, they don't always have what you need, so bring it with you. Live in your car a little while, you'll figure that one out. Coins, little spare change, just normal little stuff. Tums, antacids, keys from other locks. And I keep a little thermarest pillow. Just kind of things you would expect. Nothing special. I'm not a gun in the glove box kind of guy. Here I keep hand sanitizer. Living in your car, you end up with some nastiness on your hands, and you can't always get to a bathroom immediately to wash your hands, so clean up a little. Listerine. Here I keep a couple of cheap ponchos because you know it's Florida and it rains. If my passenger needs to get out and walk to their house or to a building, pretty lady just got her hair done or whatever, she doesn't want to get soaked going in to meet business people, so I'll give them one of these. And I keep a little umbrella. The umbrella was extremely cheap. It was like $1 or something from Goodwill. If the passenger would rather have this than this, I don't mind giving them the umbrella just because it was extremely cheap. I'll just pick another one up later. So I keep a pair of shears. Not really for going with me or anything, but I tend to park under trees a lot and get a little bit of shade. Branches hang down and bang up against the car, so when I get tired of hearing it, I'll grab those up and cut the branch off. And I keep a little scrubbing sponge to keep my pots and pans clean, and some Ozium because some of my passengers don't smell all that great. If you smoke and you get into somebody's car, you're going to leave that stink. I'll tell you that right now. I smoked for 24 years. I did not know how bad of a smell I was leaving in people's car until I quit smoking. And now I know it's nasty. So I think that's about it for the car. So you have seen my first aid, my IFAK kit, you saw my saw, and you saw how I keep my car. So this is exactly how I keep everything while I'm carrying passengers. So far I haven't had any problems with it. Nobody's complained. I've had some pretty good conversations based on it. So let me know what you think. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Probably am, but this is from about a year of living in my car and driving for Uber, so a little bit of experience in it. I will catch you on the next one. Maybe the next one will be out in the woods. I'm going to try to get out to Amelia Island and walk some of the trails out there. There's some real nice waterways in that area. Maybe I've got a lot to talk about. Don't want to put it all on one video and y'all have a 2-hour long video. Nobody wants to watch that. So maybe I'll give you a little bit of a vlog while I'm driving at some point. So I will catch you on the next one. Y'all have a great day.